Play. Wait a minute. This isn't a map. It's a note. And I can't even fucking read it. So, welcome everyone to Let's Play Skyrim VR. If you were expecting the witty meme at the start, sorry to say, but I'm using an alternative start mod, the Realm of Lorcan. And it's nice because it seems to be the only one that actually works in VR. The regular one, doesn't for whatever reason. A few other mods you can see I'm running here is this Higgs mod, which allows me to pick things up with my hands as opposed to a little floating thing. And I can also kind of use like an Alex style pull to bring it towards me. Also, another mod I'm using is the Brick mod, which actually allows me to have my body in game. So yeah, I'm just gonna show this starter place off for a little bit. Just kind of show you what we can all grab here. It has every single stone available. You just have to run around and find it. Inside of this building here, it's a handful of just all kinds of potions, armors, weapons. Got a whole bunch of necklaces here if we're so interested. I'm going to restrain myself from just grabbing whatever. But this is kind of nice because if you want to just go on ahead and grab a certain weapon, you can just go ahead and do it. It also has these chests with leather strips and regular leather. And just to show off my character, it is, of course, Linkle, hence the beginning. Please forgive me if I didn't spend, 30 hours meticulously detailing her face in race menu. But, we're in VR, we're not going to see it that much. And, of course, I got the mod that allows me to have Linkle's outfit. Other bonuses here with the Brick mod is that there are holsters that I could put all my equipment on, so no having to access the menu to swap out my stuff. Besides being able to grab, the dagger or the crossbow, I can also make motions with my hands to equip spells or do other things. Another area here is we can go on ahead and grab whatever blessings we want before we head on out. There are also various NPCs around that I just haven't spoken with. But they do offer training for a few different things if you want to go ahead and get a head start on that. Some of them also let you buy and sell stuff. And then on the side of the building, the other side that is, we will see this little thing. It's kind of morbid, but we head on in and music cuts out. Very tense atmosphere all of a sudden. And apparently there is just a ghost working the grindstone here. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. But in this place there's different kinds of weapons as well. But there's also a handful of enchanted weapons, so if you want to get a grab on those as well, you can do that. Then in this room here, it's a vampire. If you would like to contract the vampire disease, you can go on ahead in there and do that. So all in all, it's a pretty solid alternate start because you can just, it just lets you, hey man, you want to grab all this equipment, you want to get this stone without having to run out and look for it in the world, you want to get some weapons, get some armor, get some money, be a vampire at the start, hey, you can do that. On this side, we have these little things that lets us join or leave a faction. I'm not too positive on what this does. I think it just gives you like positive relations with members of that faction. On this side, we get these little permanent boons that'll let us do like special things like half fall damage, let us have better prices, let us do more damage with our fists and stuff like that. I could have sworn, surprised by this extremely short Spriggan. I swore they were regular height, but what do I know? And then these little purple things, I've used one of them earlier, but they do more than just teleport us around the area. It also allows us to teleport to certain areas in the real world, as it were. Now, oddly enough, in this spot right here is supposed to be a author insert of the mod creator. He's not here though for some reason. That I'm not too sure what happened. He just had generic NPC dialogue though, so we weren't exactly missing a whole lot. Just having a little fun with the grabbing and stuff, which kind of surprises me on how well it works, given that this is Skyrim of all games, with its engine that's being dragged over across the decades.
I'd better get going.
And with that, let's just take a nice shortcut to Bleak Falls. I am so sick and tired of climbing up that hill every single time.
That dark elf wants to go on ahead, let him. Better than us risking our necks.
What if Arben doesn't come back? I want my share from that cloth.
Just shut it. Keep an eye out for trouble.
Now, it may be a little overpowering to have a crossbow. I believe it innately has like a 20%, negates armor by 20% or something to that effect, but it's Skyrim. Do you guys really need to see me run around with a hunting bow for 10 levels? And, you know, nah. So let's show off a little bit more. This is the Spell Siphon mod that I'm also running, which allows me to, with my right hand, like grab energy from what I'm targeting. So if I target just the world, I was able to get a fireball. And if I do it on living things, I can get a lightning that I can then throw into dead bodies to revive them. And another neat thing, just as an aside, of the Higgs mod, obviously, I can pull armor directly off of characters. I don't got to access the inventory, and I can actually pick them up with my hands. In regular Skyrim VR, before this mod came out, you could not pick up bodies for whatever reason. So that's a cool little feature. And then just to kind of keep things going, I'm gonna try and restrict my looting, just so we're not, you know, seeing me check every single chest, pick up every single item. I'll do all that shit after the run. But yeah, going back to Spell Siphon, and that's the stuff I did with the right hand. The left hand works as a shield, and if I can time my shield enough, it kind of slows down time and kind of like a parry, and knocks back the attacker, which is pretty cool. And other things to note about that mod is that it does not use any mana. The spells are weaker, and you gotta do a bunch of mumbo jumbo to make your spells stronger, and I'll explain it more next time we go into a fight. But for now, I just wanted to grab this guy's torch because Skyrim's a dark game, and I don't want to cheat and up the brightness to hell. And while normally I want to go on ahead and just keep things moving, some important things I want to, damn it, I want to make sure I grab is this fucking book right here. Nothing like a free skill for nothing. And just in case it hasn't been obvious, if I grab an item and put it over my chest, I mean my shoulder, I actually like put it in my inventory like I'm putting it in a bag. And then I'm just showing off there that I did the, I pushed in my control stick, moved my hand up and released, and I was able to equip my fire spell into my left hand, where it previously had the ward from my spell siphon stuff. And I'm hoping, I was kind of hoping a skeever would have had some amethyst on them or something, but sadly no. Oh, another thing here about the Higgs mod, I have to actually have my stuff put away. Otherwise it's doing the regular Skyrim stuff, so it takes me a minute, then I realize, oh, I got shit equipped. Now I can actually use the the mod properly. You know, assuming I can actually know when to release. Oh my god. So, hey, anyone, arachnophobic? Just, you know, making conversation here. No particular reason. As an aside, does anyone know about this chest right here? Hidden in the webs? Took me forever to realize that. So here we go, and okay. So this isn't really gonna work out as I had originally hoped. This happened several times, I don't know why, but I have used a mod that replaces the spiders with bears because I am arachnophobic. And for whatever reason, this isn't the first time it's happened. It's worked properly a few times, but for some reason, the bear will just fall through that hole and die from fall damage. So, yeah, that's awkward. Now, in flat Skyrim non-VR, I was okay with the spiders, kinda. You know, I could play it. But there is a huge difference between me looking at a screen and seeing the outside of the screen and everything else in my room. Oh, sadly I cannot burn the webs with my torch, but I can use my spells at least. But yeah, there's a difference between looking at a screen and seeing a spider and having myself completely shut off from the world and having a spider the size of a fucking shack trying to fucking kill me. It's a huge difference. Oh hey, I guess since I torched him, he was set up to combat instead of running off to the you know, to the undead. Whatever, buddy. So yeah, I've installed a mod that removed the regular spiders because fuck that shit. Very first time I played through the proper tutorial, and we had the smaller quote-unquote spiders. They're still the size of like a fucking dog. Even then, I had to sit back and let Rayloff do that and kind of shoot a few spells at it. But then, once I got to this point, it started having that fucking creepy-ass, gigantic fucking spider trying to fuck my face up. Yeah, I immediately had to quit and install that mod, because God, fuck that. At this point, I'm just wanting to get myself a little buddy here. And hey, just there's also some more stuff to know about Spell Siphon here. So my shield, my ward got broken. It doesn't use your magic, it uses your stamina like a regular shield. And when you run out of stamina, it breaks. And when it breaks, it instead turns into a spell that restores your stamina, but drains your magicka. And it also doesn't block anything. And then once you get your stamina back up, it changes back to the normal thing. Also, when you pull from dead bodies, you get an ice spell. And, hey, let's just, you know, gotta respect the dead here. Disregard that I've risen one up to be my peon. But yeah, so the way that Spell Siphon works is each time you swap between the different elements, you get a little stacking bonus that increases the damage that the Spell Siphon spell does, and also increases your magicka regeneration. Also, the damage is based on your magicka regeneration, pretty much. So it's kind of it's kind of neat where you could say burn all of your magic out, casting your stronger spells, and you swap the Spell Siphon to use your free spells, and then you also do the whole change in elements thing to then increase your regeneration. It really, it's just cool, being able to kind of strategize and stuff. And though watch as I pretty much stopped doing it after a point. As an aside, the sights here for the crossbow is a goddamn lifesaver, just because the default crossbow doesn't have like a little notch or something to do your aim on, which is a huge pain in the ass. Oh, and just in case no one has noticed it, occasionally when I'm casting spells I get these little neat runes on my hands, and that is also a mod. It's called Strange Runes, and it just kind of... Alright, sorry about that, really awkward cut. Yes, runes. I had to change around my Vrick settings real quick. My runes on my hands, which adds some pretty cool looking visual flair to whenever I'm casting spells. And it really, I mean, in VR, it's all like immersive and stuff, so adding like extra things just helps pull you into the game. It kind of boggles my mind because a lot of... Oh, hey, level up. Before I go on my little tirade, I am using the Vokri or Vorki, one of those two words, mod. It changes up the the perk tree, but isn't like so like way way overinflated like the Ordinator mod. I was thinking of using Spurg, but the playstyle I want to go through, Spurg doesn't really have perks that like synergize well with that. I'm pretty much being like a Spellblade, sneaky kind of Spellblade kind of person. So I'm going to start throwing down perks into smithing, because being able to craft better weapons and upgrade them better kind of gets you ahead of the curve difficulty-wise. And then for this little guy here, I wanna get him with the pot. So just waiting, like, come on, buddy, come on, get your ass over here. There we go. And of course it was for nothing because he managed to run faster than I could drop the thing on him. Oh, right. With all the damage I've been taking, I should also note that I've been running with Armor Redux mod. So something interesting I learned recently is armor is kind of pointless in Skyrim. Or at least the way that its armor scaling works, because in the early levels, wearing nothing is about on par with wearing steel and iron. Not only that, but you could also upgrade stuff to the point where even the base like hide level armor can give you the full damage reduction stuff. But hopefully with this mod that won't really be the case. Then I figure, okay, this time I'll use the traps for real. We got 2 enemies, and I'll just let my dude do some damage, and I'll throw a spell in there too. And oh fuck! Oh my god! Well, that is embarrassing. But yes, as I was gonna go on about before I hit my level up, ignore the fact that I just hit my level up yet again. God damn it, ruined my spell yet again. I mean my traps. All this like visual stuff, adding my body, because base level Skyrim, for those who don't know, did not actually have your character's body. You just had the floating hands. So, you know, being able to put your body in, having all these like nifty effects and shit, really helps put in immersion, and it just boggles my mind that there are people who will dead ass say something to the effect of, VR doesn't increase your immersion, I can always tell I'm in VR. And it's like, well no shit, Sherlock. If I watched a fucking horror movie and the whole time I thought, oh, that person's gonna die, I don't think I can say the movie's bad because I wasn't scared while watching it. You gotta give in a little bit yourself, you know, you gotta let yourself be entertained. God, if I sound a little irritated on this subject, it may or may not have to be due to the fact that someone just straight up said I deserve to get my head cut off because I bought a VR headset. God forbid a fucking retail employee buy something expensive for themselves. And yes, they called me bourgeoisie. So, you know, fucking perfect. Now, I'm trying to get this guy here, and I know there's one inside that thing, and I was kind of hoping I could use the AoE to clip through, but nah. And it's just funny, sometimes they just like don't want to move, and it's like, okay buddy, I'll just fucking pepper you with more spells. It's kind of like when I'm fighting oh my god, bandits and the like, and you know, they just keep holding their shield out. It's like, okay brother, you want to hold your shield out, just fucking here, have a fucking firebolt to the face. Now something I notice here with these effects, it's a 2D thing and it rotates. I mean, not to shit on the people who did the work on that. I just thought it was kind of funny. Now, as I'm going through this, a complaint I hear a lot about Skyrim is stuff like how they favor the stealthy bow person. And I think it's kind of a silly thing to say. I mean, sure, if I'm sneaking and I shoot someone from a distance, I get a damage multiplier. But, I mean, it's not like as if me just running in with my sword and shield, or just using spells, is any less of a valid tactic. You know what I mean? Like, really the only way I can see them like nerfing that is just to go and I don't know, increase the health of enemies, or just remove the critical multiplier. But they kind of already do that, because bows, what do they get, like a ×3 at most, a ×6 maybe? And then but then you get something like, say, daggers, and that gets like a ×15 bonus. Now these guys are fuckers. The Restless Draugr. honestly, I think I may be playing at a harder difficulty. I didn't check. I've been planning to do this LP for a long time, and I've been playing a lot, and I may or may not have just went, damn, this game's too easy right now with my companions and shit that I had, so I upped the difficulty, and that didn't work out. And something you may have saw there for just a quick second is I actually tried throwing my dagger at the guy. I do have a weapon throw mod, which is pretty neat. And something else that I just showed off there is when you absorb or take an element, and with Spell Siphon you can bind it to yourself. And I have a flame bind, which you might notice every time I pull my weapon out, I kind of get like shrouded in flames, or a flame sound effect happens. And if I do a power attack, a circle of flame appears around me. And if I can time it just right, it works kind of like the ward, and it will deflect them. So that's pretty neat, and really kind of goes in with my whole spell blade playthrough that I want to do. Ah, there we go. Thanks, buddy. You helped me a lot. Let me give you a oh, whoa, sorry. Let me give you some. Damn it. Thumbs up. Part of the problem with the finger tracking is that it like basically requires you to push down on the triggers, which are your attack buttons. So trying to give someone a thumbs up, I'm just blasting the shit out of them. But yes, I got a weapon throwing mod, and unfortunately, in fact, some of the more astute people may have noticed that in a few earlier fights I just suddenly lost my dagger, and that's because I threw it. I forgot to upgrade my dagger, which will like remove it from the can throw list. I do plan on having some equipment later that I can use to throw at enemies, which is and you know, it's kind of cool because it lets us have the throwing skill back after it got brutally killed in Skyrim. I mean, I'm sure you all use throwing weapons in Morrowind, right? Also, I'm a fraud. There is no throwing skill. I forgot. Throwing weapons just used marksman in Morrowind. But, you know, whatever. And yes, I do have a mod that adds shurikens back in, which will be seen later. I'm honestly been hoping for like throwing bombs. That'd be pretty cool. But let me just say, if you are on, say, the Elder Scrolls Nexus and you are looking for bombs, don't look for just bombs, because there is a body mod called the Bombshell or something to that effect. And that's all I got, about 30 fucking pages worth. Oh, Lord. Now the real fun part here is trying to remember what button it was that allows me to investigate the items. And I'm still not sure what it was exactly, but there we go. Though with as many times as I have played this part of the game, would have figured that I'd have this memorized down pat. Or at the very least, you would think that after just seeing the fucking code, I would have remembered it. I don't know what it is. I've never had problems with this game with, like, say, dying, and then I start recording, and then I die all the damn time. And another unappreciated fact I feel that VR gets is that, like, being actually there in the game, you kind of notice the workings of how stuff, like, moves around and stuff. It's a cool experience. I highly recommend you all run out and buy a $1,000 peripheral. No, but real talk, I've actually been wanting to do this for a long time, for like over a year now, back when I had an Oculus Quest, but for whatever reason, recording in the Quest just did not fucking work. So I went through this process of building a whole new PC. Still haven't gotten a GPU because GPUs are fucked currently. And then I also bought this other VR headset. So I figure if I'm going to spend this much money, I may as well go up. And there's also the tax refunds and stuff. And oh, it turned out all I had to do was get a different VR headset. And suddenly everything worked just fine. So I guess it's a good thing I did not buy a GPU. Or at least couldn't buy a GPU. And so something neat about this whole like moving stuff around mod is if anything's a Havoc object, you can move it. Not just items that, you know, you could pick up normally. Alright, hey, that thing looks like it's working and holding down the... Ah, fuck. And now... just be prepared to see that happening a whole lot of me trying to grab shit and it not actually working. Just gonna have to deal with it. And I know after many times of playing this that guy is actually kind of a pain in the ass to fight. So I want to lure him back to that one room with all the traps, and I wanted to make sure to bring a lightning spell, and oh, he just fucking forgot I existed. Alrighty. Also, I'd just like to note, no, I do not play with my head sideways. I don't know what's up with how the recording goes sometimes. I don't know why it's sideways like this. I just have to assume it's the head bob not working right or something. Also, another thing, you may just notice it when he did his that move. When the screen flashes, I'm supposed to be getting knocked back, but in VR, something like that happening, you know, like me getting knocked back without my input is extremely not okay. It's extremely fucking nauseating. There is the whole VR sickness, and it is an actual thing. When I first started playing VR, it took me a few weeks to get over it, but like still, even now, if I'm not like, oh, okay, I'm moving a stick, that's why I'm moving, then I'm just like, shit, man, I don't feel good. Like, movement without the player input is the absolute worst thing you can do in VR, so it's a good thing that they, like, removed, like, getting knocked around and shit by the, Relentless Force shout. As well as, sometimes I get hit and, like, I get stunned. Oh, hey, you were useless. And it's just best that, like, the screen just flashes as opposed to, like, it completely stopping my movements because it's disorienting as shit. As an aside, something that kind of drives me crazy with this game in particular, namely the questing thing, is like how you just find stuff and then it's like, oh, well, no, it's a quest, you can't get rid of it, and then suddenly you popped up with like, oh, hey, you know, suddenly you know about this stuff. Like, I didn't talk to the one dude in Riverwood to get the quest about the Golden Claw, but I knew about there being a Golden Claw. I mean, sure, I guess the bandits spoke about it at the start, but still. And then once you get the claw, you can't give it back until you do the until you finish this mission, this quest. And we'll actually see a few other complaints that I have against Skyrim and in the way it handles stories and shit. But hey, we are at the end here. Just gonna grab the like 20 gold from the chest at the end, despite the equipment being worth the most, and let's fuck around with the skull head. Can't move the chin. Or can I? Oh my god. VR is worth it, guys. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be seeing you all next time. Later.